Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am making a super healthy, quick, delicious meal. I am going to show you the main dish, but I'll also show you how I'm going to be serving it. So it's going to be a full meal, the meal that I'm cooking actually for my family for today's dinner. So I've got some chai ready and I'm going to get started without wasting any time. Before I do that, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button so you don't miss out on any recipes. And yeah, let's get going. So the dish I'm going to be making it's also good for winters, but also great for summers because it's light. You can have it piping hot or you can have it at room temperature. It tastes delicious both ways. And I'm going to make a nice Punjabi curry. And first I'm going to get started on the curry. And while that is cooking, I'm going to get started on the stuff that's going to go in and also the dishes that I'm going to serve with it. So to start off, I just need to do a little bit of chopping. I'm going to take a little solid piece of ginger. I'm going to get 3 to 4 garlic cloves and 1 medium-sized onions, and finely chop this and roughly chop the onions. So everything's peeled. Onions are not chopped finely for this, just roughly will work. Let's get the hob on. Nice hot pan, good 3 tablespoons of oil. Let it get nice and hot. So now I'm going to add all the bits. So a teaspoon of mustard seeds. Then I've got a couple of chilies that I've slit so it doesn't burst in the hot oil. You can skip it if you don't want hot. Some 10-12 curry leaves. A teaspoon of fenugreek seeds. So if you don't have, just skip it, but if you're using it, it needs to be fenugreek seeds. And all of this is going to release the flavor in the oil. Look at those chilies. And now I'm going to add the onion. Now I don't want too much color on this, just maybe 6 to 7, 8 minutes when it's lightly golden. Maybe 6 minutes will be fine. And in that 6 minutes, I'm going to finely chop the ginger and garlic. So this is still cooking on low heat. I have grated the ginger and garlic and I'll show you what to do next. In a bowl, I'm going to get 300 grams of natural yogurt and I'm going to add 100 grams of just gram flour. You can find it under the name of gram flour or besan or chickpea flour in the shops. Now we add in a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon chili powder, teaspoon and a half of turmeric. To this I'm going to add 1 liter of water to start with. Sorry, this is just, I've emptied the yogurt pot, so it looks murky, but it's just trying to clean up the yogurt pot. And then I'm going to whisk this. So 1 liter of water goes in. And it might seem a lot, but just trust me, you might need a bit more later on actually. Because of the gram flour, it thickens up really nicely. And now this can move on towards the hob. Let's see, the onions are looking beautiful. It's starting to get some nice color. I'm gonna add the ginger garlic, give it 2 minutes. All good things go in this dish, to be honest. Now a couple of minutes in, I'm gonna slowly pour in the yogurt mix. Now this is when we need to cook this low and slow. So what I'm going to do is, and you'll find out soon why I was saying it might need more water later. So cover. This is cooking on low heat. Cover and just let it simmer for 10 minutes. It's going to need around 20 minutes cooking, but after 10 minutes, I will show you how it should look, if it needs more water, and then we can stir and continue to cook for another 10. So first I will give it 10 minutes low heat. So in the first 10 minutes of the cooking time, I'm going to start prepping the rice that I'm going to serve with this, because the best combination with this is not roti, not naan, not paratha, not chapati. None of that. It has to be pile of rice with the curry on top. Yum. So I'm going to flavor the rice and let me show you how to cook it. So first things, a pan of boiling water. If you're taking normal water, just make sure that you've got it to boiling point. Turn the heat on and I'm just going to wash my rice till then. So the water is boiling away nicely. I'm going to add 1 bay leaf, 3 to 4 cardamom pods, 5 to 6 cloves and 6 to 10 black peppers. Then just let it bubble up, sizzle before adding a teaspoon of cumin. So I've just got this whole pan full of water, and here I've got 400 grams of washed basmati rice. I'm cooking for 4 people. Whatever is left can be eaten tomorrow or lunchbox, whatever. So once it's properly bubbling, it's kind of slightly released the flavor, we add the rice. And now this should only take around 6 to 8 minutes to cook. Just bubble up, boiling, and then once it's softened, I'm going to drain the rice, get rid of the extra water. And while that is cooking for 8 to 10 minutes, our curry is also very nicely bubbling away. It's almost going to be 10 minutes. I'm going to check on this soon. But also I'm going to prep on the pakoras that are going to go in the curry, so I can move on to my next bit while the rice is simmering. So for the pakora, I only need 2 small garlic cloves, and I'm going to skip the ginger in this, just a couple of garlic cloves. Just going to grate this. So I bought a nice big bag of curry leaves, so I'm making the most of it. If you don't have it, you don't need to use it in this step, but I have it. They smell incredible, so if you've got some, then please do use it, because it adds an additional flavor to the pakoras. So good 10 to 15 curry leaves. Make sure to chop them up, not whole. Now I'm going to bring the onions. Now for the pakoras, you can use fewer than 3 onions. I'm going to turn the heat or boil the oil, so might as well just make a few extra for snacking to have with chai. So just going to thinly slice 3 of these. Right, my 10-minute timer has just gone off for the curry. Look, it's thickened up really nicely. I'll show you. Look at that. It's lovely. But this does mean that it needs a little bit more water. This is way too thick. This means it's cooking properly. It's got a lovely color. I am going to add, I'll tell you how much water. So when you're adding water the second time, if you can possibly heat it up in the kettle, or I'm just adding some boiling water. I've added 300 ml, and I'm going to give this another 10 minutes with the lid on. It needs to cook low and slow. That's how you get really good curry. So yeah, just give it another 10 minutes with the lid on. Rice is coming along nicely. Yeah. These need to just be thinly sliced. So we've got the garlic and curry leaves, the onions, just opening the layers up. I know it's quite a lot, but I'm just being greedy. I know we'll eat them all. Before I start on that, my rice is ready. See, I told you it won't take long. So you can see by the grain, let me show you. It's nicely cooked. Right? Time to drain this. Just gonna pack 2 onions, teaspoon salt, teaspoon chili powder, half a teaspoon turmeric, teaspoon amchur, mango powder, teaspoon ground cumin. Now I'm going to add the besan gram flour. The reason for not telling you exactly the weight of the gram flour, though I've put it on weighing scale to kind of see roughly how much it gets, but because your onions could be a different size, so I just need enough to make a thin coating. I don't want very doughy pakoras. So this is around 120 grams of gram flour. I'm not adding any water because I want to check how much gram flour I have. If you kind of squeeze them, then the onions release some moisture, which helps bind it. Could do with another 30. So I'm going to add 150 in total. Oh yeah, that's plenty. Now some water. Other thing I can't tell you is the exact water, because you just need enough to bring this together. I'm also going to get some oil in a kadhai on the hob to start heating up. Just stop there for a minute. So next 10 minutes are up. Just need to check this if it needs more water. It's working perfectly, doing what it should be doing. Now good stir, and then 10 more minutes. And I've just put some oil on here to get it nice and hot, and this can continue cooking. So 10 more minutes have gone now. Let's have a little look. So this has been cooking actually for just over 20 minutes and it is looking fantastic. What I'm going to do is, because I've got 10 more minutes to prepare the pakora, I'm just going to let this simmer for another 10 minutes. And that will give me enough time for the pakora. The oil is almost ready. Here is the lovely mixture, and because I let it sit for 10 minutes, the onions release the moisture and it kind of helps bind it itself, which is why you don't add like tons of flour or tons of water. I don't want a dough here. I want the crunchiness, I want the crispiness of these pakoras. Let's do it. Just checking one if it's ready. Okay. Actually, that's not too much mixture. It's just about right. So just a couple of turns. You just want them beautifully golden, which is how they're looking right now. Look at that. Oh God. So hard to control now because I'm not going to put them in just yet. So they're going to be sitting and looking at me. Get these out and fry the rest of the mixture. So I've turned this off. The whole pakoras are ready. The oil is still hot, so I'm going to just fry some papad, which is what you call them poppadoms in the UK. You buy them dry like this and then you just deep fry them in hot oil. I'll show you. So you can find all sorts of varieties, types, ingredients. Try a couple and see which ones you like to buy next time. These are made with sabudana, which is sago. So you'll get some made with rice, some will be made with lentils, some potatoes, yeah, all sorts. So now for a nice lovely salad, I've got some chopped up cucumber, some chopped up red onions, and it's just raw beetroot chopped up. And I've got some lovely crunchy baby radish, just gonna chop in half. And for the dressing, I've just got some lemon juice, little extra virgin olive oil. I've got some nice salt and peppery seasoning, which I'm gonna add. Quick mix. Oh God, this is gonna be good. So there's still time for dinner, and I like to prepare this a little bit in advance so it can sit in the juices and release its moisture, flavors, and it just tastes so much better 2 hours later. Absolutely stunning. And here it is, my friends. Lovely rice. And I'm just going to finish this with a teaspoon of my homemade garam masala. And now is the time you can add the pakoras. You can add it on top, you can add it now, mix it, serve. Once you add them, they go soggy and they soak up all the curry, which is what makes it delicious. They're already slightly bit softer because they've gone cold. And then once they're in the curry, they just soak all the flavor up. Not to forget our lovely salad, crunchy, beautiful. And the papad as well. And to be extremely honest, there is only one way to eat this. By hand. break into the pakora, get into the rice. Oh, my mouth is watering. I'm so hungry. Oh. Top class, delicious vegetarian feast. Everything is gorgeous. It's simple, it's so easy. I hope you'll try it. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for another new recipe very soon. Bye for now, guys. It's insane.